Welcome back to another video. Today we are in the Open Ultra League and let's try to get some wins here. So let's see, we're going to be using the Skeledirge paired with the Guzzlord and the Galarian Moltres in the back. This is kind of a fun team as it's a kind of a ABB team here. We got the Skeledirge protecting against the inferior weaknesses in the back. Looks like this Malamar is just staying in for now. We're gonna fire off this disarming voice, and then we get the shield. We're gonna go for another disarming voice. Let's see if they end up shielding it again. So double shield situation. We're gonna switch on to the Moltres, and looks like they have the Clefable to match us. This is gonna be a favorable matchup for them. Here we're just gonna go for a potential boost. No, unfortunately, no boost right there. We do have the shield advantage. We are going to allow it to just go through. That's fine. We basically want the Skeledirge to take out this Clefable, so we're not going to shield. Here we have to think about shielding or allowing this to go through. They go for the Moonblast and doesn't quite KO. We're going to be able to get to a move here. We're going to throw this disarming voice. Should be enough. Oh, barely not enough. Now we're going to see the Licky Licky. This Licky Licky here is going to throw a move. Let's see what they end up throwing here. Okay, ends up being the Earthquake. That's a favorable matchup for them, that they're not running Shadow Ball. Here we're going to go for this Crunch here to chip away at the Licky Licky. Looking for a debuff? No debuff. They are at potential Earthquake energy right now. Okay, there's the Earthquake. We do shield it, and now we just got to make sure we throw into timing here. They do decide to go for a move. Is this the Body Slam? Yep, there's a Body Slam, and oh, they had a move ready on their Clefable, so GG's to our opponents. They are going to throw the Swift, and they are going to be able to get the farm down, taking out our last two Pokemon with energy, but unfortunately, it was going to be tough to win that matchup right there, especially since they were running the Swift Clefable and getting us so low. All right, next game. Let's see, what do we find? We got the Skeledirge versus the Talonflame. Okay, this is going to be okay. Both of us are doing Incinerates. However, we know that this Talonflame here is going to throw the move first, probably. So we're going to allow this one to go through. Fly does get revealed, so we are going to be able to avoid a potential Brave Bird. Here, we're going to go for the Shadow Ball here. They decided to let it go, so that's interesting. Okay, so now we're just going to shield and look for a potential farm down at this point. It looks like they decide to stay in, and they allow us to get the farm down. So that is really nice for us. Okay, ends up being the Guzzlord in the back. This Guzzlord here is going to have to invest some shields because we do have disarming voices ready. It is double weak to fairy, so this disarming voice here does a tremendous amount of damage. We're going to go into our Guzzlord to match their Guzzlord. We do have the health advantage. They switch out into their Poliwrath, and we do have the Moltres for this situation. Luckily, our Moltres is running Wing Attack Fast Move, so it is applying a lot of Fast Move pressure. Icy Wind does get used right here, and we're going to build up a lot of energy and throw this Ancient Power bait. Potentially, Moltres could have Brave Bird here, so we do grab that shield, and now we're just going to see if we can make it to another Ancient Power. This is going to chip away at this Poliwrath, so it is a resistant move, but at least we chip away at it. Here, we're going to have to let this go. Ends up being the Icy Wind, which is fine. Our opponent here switches out into the Guzzlord, and luckily we do have a shield, so we're going to shield here and look for the farm down, I believe. And yes, we do get the farm down, and we are at 2 Dragon Claws, so is the 2 Dragon Claws going to be enough to take out this Poliwrath? This one's resisted, and it looks like it is because this Poliwrath has no more shields. And boom, down goes their Poliwrath with our Guzzlord. So GG's to our opponent. Luckily, the Galarian Moltres ended up grabbing that last shield from the Poliwrath, but also the fast move pressure was very key. Okay, here we go. We got the Greninja versus the Skeledirge, and not a great match. We're going to switch out into the Guzzlord immediately. Looks like they're staying in for now. They throw a move. We don't have to shield anything. Interesting that they're throwing a move. Nice Slash they end up deciding to throw. Okay, they throw another move. These are all resistant moves, so we don't have to worry about shielding any of these. This is interesting. We're going to go for this Dragon Claw right here. It is going to deal some neutral damage. You can see right there, it does get this Greninja pretty low. However, they're still staying in. They must not have an answer to this Guzzlord, which indicates there's no fairy types. So it looks like we're just going to fire off this crunch here. This crunch will get some good neutral damage. We're going to apply the pressure with another Dragon Claw here. This won't KO, but it might get them the shield. Okay, it looks like we do get the shield. That's great. And it looks like the Guzzlord has done so much damage, taking this Talonflame into the low red, taking out the Greninja. What do we have for this Talonflame? Okay, we're going to go into our Skeledirge here. We're going to shield the first one. They do have the Brave Bird, so they're trying to surprise attack us right there. We have the farm down. We do have the energy advantage now. We're going to apply the pressure. We're going to go for this Shadow Ball. The Shadow Ball does grab that last shield, and we're going to force them to use some energy here. This energy right here that they use is going to take out our Skeledirge, but luckily we do have the Moltres with the shield, and no matter what, we're just going to be able to get to this payback. That's an easy shield right there, as we are forcing them to use basically 2 moves to take us out. And then here's the payback. Boom! Because it is Shadow, we are able to take it out with 1 move. So GG's to our opponent, able to win that game. Luckily, the shield advantage did end up coming in clutch, and the Galarian Moltres ended up showing out. Okay, Skeledirge versus the Venusaur. Fantastic lead here, anticipating a switch out. They go into their Talonflame. So Talonflame versus our Guzzlord is the matchup now. We're going to overfarm because we know that they are not dealing a lot of fast move damage. We are going to allow the first one to go through. Ends up being the Flame Charge. Flame Charge here is going to boost up their attack. And then we're going to decide to shield. They decided to go for the fly right there. And now we're going to be able to throw all this energy back at this Talonflame. We know this Talonflame here is super low. Okay, they decide to quit after realizing we have a ton of energy on our Guzzlord. So GG's to our opponent. Luckily, the Guzzlord was able to match up against that Talonflame. Okay, we got the Skeledirge versus the Walrein. Okay, definitely don't want to see this Walrein in the bag. We're to stay in for now. We're going to just build up a ton of energy. Our opponent here does keep farming, and we're going to go for the Shadow Ball. Let's see what our opponent ends up doing. They just had a shield. That's interesting. Okay, so they decided to go for the early shield. We're going to have to probably shield here as well. Yeah, that Axial Spear, I don't think we could afford to tank that Earthquake. Now we have an opportunity to double shield. We do go for the double shield, and now we're in a great spot because we do shield a big charge move, and we have a ton of energy. We basically have 2 moves ready. Going for another Shadow Ball ends up taking them out. They decided to take the shield advantage, but you can see the Skeledirge has the energy advantage. We do grab that last shield eventually. They are going to be able to reach a move. This is the Brutal Swing. Yeah, Brutal Swing right there is not enough to take us out, but it is super effective damage, which allows us to get to another Shadow Ball. Mine. Okay, so now we're going to get taken out, and then we have the Guzzlord for all of the charge moves from the Emperor. So GG's to our opponent. Check out this team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoyed the video.